In this video, we'll show you how to connect your Shopify data with a WebDAV server for both importing and exporting data. We'll do this with the Altera app for Shopify. The Altera app is an alternative to Matrixify, which can produce and consume the same file format, but also has additional features such as WebDAV, data transformations, and additional data types. Let's get started. Now, to create a new export to a WebDAV server, first we need to set that up. So we'll open up the app, we'll go over to Settings on the left, click on Remote Connections, and Create Connections. In the connection type dropdown, we'll choose WebDAV, and then we'll put in our information for the test server. We'll save that, and then just to make things a little bit more clear, we can rename the connection. Here, we'll save that. Now we're all set up, so we can go back to the main app, and for our example, we'll do an export of some meta objects and their definition. So we'll select meta object definitions, go down to filters, do the type is equal to attraction, and then we'll also choose meta objects. So we'll click on those, and we'll add a similar definition type is equal to attraction. Now the important thing here is on the bottom right for export location, we want to choose the WebDAV connection. And once that's set up, we can just click on Start Export, and everything should go. So that was pretty fast, but the app exported the meta objects, their meta object definitions and everything, and we can see down here below, it was to the WebDAV connection that we configured, and we see the path there. If we open up our file browser that's connected to the WebDAV server, we can see the file here, and I think we can just open that directly, and we see our Excel output here. As I mentioned, this is in the Matrixify format, and we have all the field values here, although we also have additional data types such as meta object definitions, so you can move everything between stores in one go. There's a similar process to import data from a WebDAV server. To do that, we'll go to Remote Import on the left-hand menu, and for connection type, we'll go down to WebDAV. Now we need to put in our information for the remote connection, so we'll put in this. And then for remote directory, we can either leave that blank to download any file or the most recent file from the remote directory, or we can put in some file name mask there if we wanted. So we'll do that to make sure that we're pulling back one of our export files, and click on download. Now that we see that the app has downloaded the file here, we see our meta objects are correctly detected, and the same thing with the meta object definitions. So we can just click on Start Export, and that should work correctly. And we can look down here to get a preview of the recently imported entries, see there that everything looks fine, and see that the source file is here. Now if we wanted to run this again, we could just click on Run Again, and the app would go through and pull the most recent file that matches this path and import it again. It's also possible to schedule these by doing that in the remote import. So we can reselect our WebDAV connection here, download it, and then when we're creating the import, we set the scheduling option here so it will run on a schedule. At a high level, that's how you import and export your data from a WebDAV server using the Matrixify format with the Altera app. Our app is on the Shopify App Store, and please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.